tech.
All right. Welcome back for another awesome, amazing, out of your mind, fantastic episode of the official Written Undead podcast. I am apparently Jack Flash for this show, and I'm joined as always by Richard Ryan Rose, Patty Rocchio, and this week, thanks to another possible kidnapping by the guy sitting next to Patty, Angel is not going to be with us for this show, at least till we can get an armed crew in there to get him out. We're going to hang out with our new co-host for the week, Ricky Fleet. What is up, my brother?
Yay.
How you doing, Jack?
Just hanging and banging, man. What you been up to?
Not a lot this week, just prepping. I've got a whole week of teaching in front of me next week, so it's just been getting everything prepped, all the lesson materials. We don't get given a great deal in terms of resources, so I basically just build them myself. You know, just keep the students going. But yeah, just done the flooring in the house, so the new floor's down in the front room. So I've just done all new wooden flooring through.
Looks good.
That's beautiful.
Nice. Yeah.
It keeps the wife happy, and obviously if she's happy, I'm happy, and it's a easier life for everyone involved.
Definitely going to keep you from getting stabbed in your sleep.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well,
let's hope so anyway.
Our guest for this particular episode, who is not a former guest, now co-host, is the one and only author of Zombieist Invasion. And Patty, which one are you on right now?
Jesus Christ, Zombie Killer.
Yay. I love that one.
Perfect.
As
good.
well as other things. The one and only Camille Picott.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for having me. This is super fun.
So what have you been up to lately?
I have been writing like a monkey on speed, like crazy productive days, like 5,000 words a day, 6,500 words a day. I am just like fucking cranking over here. And I'm loving it.
That's what we like.
Can you send some of it my way?
Sure, some little magic.
Please.
Just send it your way. Yeah, so I started this new, it's a post-apocalypse it's a kind of a Mad Max with zombies. So it's set like 20 years in the future after the plague falls. So I started it a couple days before Thanksgiving, and I'm like 35,000 words into it. So like, I'm really hoping I can knock it out, get it up to 50 or 60,000 words here in another week or two. So wish me luck. Hopefully I can keep up the streak.
Yeah. Much luck.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. As far as originality, when we talk about the zombie genre to someone who isn't really into it, the first thing they say is it's zombies. What the hell? It's how many different ways can you do it? Once again, I have evidence right here in front of me that it can be done differently. What made you set it back during the Reagan years for the Zombieist Invasion? Because that's the one I'm on, and that's the one I'm most freaked out by.
I just finished book 4. It's coming out in January. It's with my editor now. So this is my new cover.
Beautiful.
I love him.
Nice.
You know, I'm a Cold War baby. And I think, I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm in my mid 40s. And I think most of us remember like the parents telling you that they could drop nukes at any time, right? Like it was just, it was this fear that, I mean, we had those bomb drills. We'd have to like get under desks, and they could come and get us at any time. And of course, you know, the movie Red Dawn, that's the most iconic Cold War movie.
My favorite movies. Love it.
Right,
Yeah,
it's great.
Amazing movie.
And that's what we thought was going to happen, right? We thought they could just show up and take us down at any time. And so I thought, well, how fun to kind of put a little twist on that, and let's have the Soviets invade in the Cold War, but instead of dropping nukes, they're going to shoot up Americans with the zombie virus, and they're going to turn us all into monsters and watch us all die and eat each other.
That was one of the greatest things about it. So the beginning of the book is pretty much what you need. Build the characters, show where they come from, show their backgrounds, give a little insight to how some of them bicker with each other and others, you know, they kind of be the peacemakers. And then splat, the shit hits the fan. And the way you did that was so phenomenal. It's like they're literally Greyhound buses? Really? This is how we're going to start the whole thing, is Greyhound buses? And then you played it out, and it was so brilliantly done. How did you put all that together?
Oh, it was I work a lot with my husband. We do a lot of brainstorming together. And when I told him my idea that I wanted to do a Cold War zombie novel, he was super excited because he's a Cold War baby too. And so it was actually his idea for the Greyhound buses. I thought, oh, that's cool. Like, I mean, why not?
Sweet. Because that was
Instead
a
of
surprise.
paratroopers, you got Greyhounds rolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anybody else got a question?
So you said they shoot them up with darts?
Yeah, so the invading Soviets have dart guns, and the zombie virus is loaded into all the darts. So they start fanning out into the cities, and they're killing people, but then they're also shooting people with the darts. They're killing people just to create enough chaos. And then they actually start rounding people up in big groups, and they just start shooting all of them up with the zombie virus, and then they send them home. So the people flee and they go home to their families, and then they turn and then they eat their families and they turn their families. So it spreads really fast. And the way they manufacture the virus, the zombies actually die after 7 to 10 days. So they go like mad, they spread through the cities, they eat each other, they turn each other, and then they start to die. And then suddenly the land is open and makes it really easy to conquer.
Gotcha.
Don't give them any ideas. I'm worried now.
I was gonna say that
Can
just
we
scared
read
the
your
living
Loch
shit out
Ness?
of Rich. He just lost his mind just then. He's like, hold up, whoa.
Whoa.
Don't worry, I'm not translating it into Russian. So we're
Where
safe.
are we streaming this?
I got to call the Pentagon. Sorry.
Okay. Now here's one of the things I find so fun. I've seen this on so many posts on Facebook with the memes and whatnot, and it's like different zombie names. There's got rotters and walkers and draggers and limpers and this. What is your Russian zombie called?
Nezhit. It's the Russian word for zombie. So I looked it up online and I thought, oh, fun. They're going to call it, instead of the Russians calling it the American zombie virus, they use their word Nezhit virus. And that kind of takes hold, and that's what everyone starts calling it.
Yeah. Everybody literally starts calling it. It's fantastic. So I guess y'all could say this kind of became an infomercial real quick.
Thank you. I'll take it. Thank you.
Go get this series, because I'm done. I'm hooked. It's over. It's like I got bit. I tried to not get bit. I got bit. So I know what I'm doing for Christmas. I'm just saying.
Wait. I forgot to show you guys my shirt. Isn't this great?
Woo!
It's a zombie
That's cool as
Santa,
hell.
and he has marshmallow teeth. Can you see his marshmallow teeth?
They can battle.
That's right.
Raw.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Never mind. Hey, can you show that shirt one more time, Camille? I just wanted my wife to see it.
Oh, yeah. Can you see?
What, you see it?
That is cool as hell.
Isn't that
I know,
cool?
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. I had to have it. It had my name on it.
But hey, why did she want to see my shirt?
Let's see it then, Jack.
Okay.
You
love
can never
him.
go wrong.
Love him.
Pick it up.
Oh, you guys, you
Hey, damn.
You guys are both Yodas.
That
I
just
just have a
trips
plain
me out.
t-shirt on. Although Javin's shirt is actually really cool today. His sister-in-law made it, and it says, "They see me rolling, they hating," but on it, it's a picture of him. It's like a silhouette of a guy in a wheelchair driving Santa's sleigh almost, but instead of reindeer, it's zombies.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can hold his shirt down so we can see the whole thing. This side too. I'll see if I can pan it.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
That is awesome. That is why Javin is the king.
Author and model.
It's a pretty good shirt.
So that Camille, do you have any plans on doing anything non-zombie, non-horror? Something more, I don't know. I ain't gonna say romance because that's just not my thing anyway, but even like detective spy stuff or something. Do you have something else that you're thinking about doing?
I have so many ideas and I could take them all a lot of directions, but I'm pretty committed to staying in the apocalypse genre. I have an audience, I have a brand, and I really want to stay consistent and just keep writing more stories. I mean, for example, Zombie Invasion, I could have done it without zombies, right? I mean, there's lots
Yeah.
of other Cold War novels out there, but I really am being uber focused on my brand, on the apocalypse genre, and I want to keep building it.
Sweet. I freaking love it. I mean, because to me, this is like one of my favorite genres, period. That's why I'm in the group. But have you ever thought about doing a prepper type novel? Because you figure that could coincide in the zombie
Oh
universe.
yeah, that would work. I could. Right now, I'm just really focused on monsters. I do have some other ideas. Like I would love to do a Firestorm series. I'm from Northern California, and like we burn every year, like
Oh yeah,
crazy burn. So I would love to do that. And my dad actually used to be a firefighter, and he fought forest fires. But this was like years ago when all they wore was like blue jeans and a hard hat, and they send you out with an axe and 2 gallons of water and tell you good luck. I mean, now there's like science around it, right? And they wear hazmat suits and they have respirators and like
airdrops,
air support. But like when my dad did it, it was like just hardcore bare bones. And I would just love to do some kind of an apocalypse world where it's just people fighting fires, and like you have to be mobile, you have to be nimble, you have to have the fire watch, and then like I don't know, just explores like some really crazy firefighting techniques, and totally take advantage of my dad for that. So
what if the sun got closer to the earth?
And have like solar flares and stuff like that. I mean, some people think some of these fires are started by solar flares, right? There's conspiracy theorists and stuff.
Yeah, and the flat earthers,
Yeah. So I could take it that direction too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I lived through these fire apocalypses and shit just burns, and it's so goddamn scary, you guys. Like it's fucking scary. Your phone goes off in the middle of the night. The alarm's like, get out of your house. I mean, it's scary. It's really scary.
What was the film that Angelina Jolie? I've just watched it.
Oh, I just watched that. It was good. What was it called? It was a weird title.
Those who want to kill us. Yeah. It's always fascinating to me. As part of sort of teaching, I teach the students about, where we're soldering, they don't quite appreciate how quickly fire can take hold and spread. And some of the videos I show them, because they get a kick out of watching it, is the sheer speed of a bushfire, like the Californian fires, where they're like, well, you just outrun it. And it's like, guys, you do realize you can't outpace this in a car. It travels faster than you can. And there's a couple of videos, I think it's set in Australia, some of the Australian bushfires, and the guys are there 1 minute and they're just sort of standing around, and then all of a sudden it's panic stations and they all jump in the cars and they're all speeding away, and this flame storm just comes across the road and nothing is left in its wake. And the students are sort of sat there open mouthed, and it's a matter of a minute, and this thing has rolled over this entire woodland, and all that's left is just burning stumps. And I think if you've done something like that, I mean, I've just picked up your the Zombie series. I was going to ask you questions about the Undead Ultra as well. To my shame, I haven't actually bought those yet. But yeah, that if you get into that sort of anything like that with your experience and your dad's experience, I'd be well up for that. That'd be straight on the TBR pile. Yeah,
well, if you're in Australia, you lived through those brush fires. I mean, that was scary.
Yeah, it's some of the videos is just, I'm lucky we're in England. Everything's wet all the time. Nothing burns.
Sorry.
Nothing. No, nothing burns ever. So we're quite lucky in a way. You start a fire in the woods and it just goes out on its own accord. But no, you do something like that. But in relation to your Undead Ultra, obviously the zombie list, I've picked it up because that sort of tickles my fancy, a bit of the Russian invasion, all that Cold War stuff. It always fascinated me back in the day. But what's the Undead Ultra? What's the difference between that?
I have a prop.
Yes.
It's my pet zombie. It's his foot. So I love to run. I've actually slowed down quite a bit in the past year, but I've done my fair share of ultra marathons. And so for people that don't know what that is, a marathon is 26.2 miles, and an ultra marathon is any foot race that's longer than 26.2 miles. So if it's 28 miles, if it's 50 kilometers, 100 kilometers, 100 miles, those are ultra marathons. And there's always running in zombie books, right? There's always people running away from zombies. And so I was thinking like, what if you had to run 100 miles? Like, could you do it? Could you, I mean, people can, in the movies and stuff, it's like 2 blocks and they're overwhelmed and exhausted. So I just thought, well, what if I took these characters and I, yeah, Jack, and I put these like crazy ultra runners up against zombies? Like, how would they stack up, and how would their training uniquely position them to survive and to keep going? You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I mean, it's something that I've tried in my books. You know,
There it is. Oh,
they
cover.
that's fantastic.
Oh, hell yeah.
And in all the books I've read, is something that doesn't tend to crop up a great deal is fatigue. You know, you're going to be trying to escape a foe that doesn't sleep, it doesn't rest, but you need to rest and you need to slow down. Most people can't run a mile, let alone 5 miles, 10 miles.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've eased off running because my hips started to really hurt at the minute, but I was up to sort of running 5-6 miles a day. Nothing major like marathons, but as somebody that has generally been unfit their entire life, and that, yeah, having that aspect in it, you know, I think most people would end up being eaten simply because they just could not outpace, you know, the foe. You know, half a mile and they've got a stitch, you know, a mile and they're gasping red sweaty mess. You know, they're welcoming the teeth. I was the same, Jack. Honestly, mate, it's you get out there
I'm
running.
dead.
It is phenomenal. Honestly, the feeling of running when you get past that initial, oh my god, this is awful. It's absolutely phenomenal. But no, that's another series I'm gonna have to pick up, Camille. That's yeah, fantastic.
Ultra running, the people that do the sport, they're kind of extreme personalities anyway. Like, they like living on the edge, and there's a lot of like really unique training that goes into it. Like, if you're going to do a race in the desert, you will purposely go out and you'll train in 100-degree weather. Or I watched this documentary, and this woman, she didn't live in a hot place, but she was running in the desert. So she like made this like Mylar suit for herself, and she attached herself to the dryer in her laundry room, and she would run on the treadmill in this Mylar suit while the dryer was going. So the personalities of ultra runners, they're unique. And like, they're kind of into the suffering, like that's kind of fun. And they train to suffer. So they'll run till they puke. You know, they'll run till they get, you know, whatever, till they break. I've
it's one of the guys I used to work with, Mario. He was one of the fittest guys I've ever met in my life. And he was invited out to some race in Africa, and it's basically sort of up hills and mountains and stuff like that. And he didn't go through exactly what you were just detailing. He didn't prepare for the fact of the heat and all the other bits and pieces. And as fit as he was, within a day or two, he was destroyed. His feet were ragged messes.
Yeah.
Just the sheer heat of running in it. And this is a guy that used to run to work and run home from work without breaking a sweat. And as I say, he came back and he said, I will never do that again. He did not. The punishment wasn't fun for him.
Oh, I'd love to know which one it was.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, but he done it during a summer break. And as I say, he was invited over there, but it was all just like hill and mountain running. But obviously he loved running, but it was that acclimatization that he didn't do prior. It destroyed him. Absolutely done him.
The heat on your feet. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'll tell you what I do. I run in Texas.
Nice.
Yeah,
Which is
rather
hot.
you than me.
Yeah, that's
Freaking hot.
Oh yeah, especially in summertime. You know that's you know there's
Humidity.
no dryer needed. You know, it's like running with a dryer hooked up to you with a scuba suit on. You know, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. So.
It sounds like a sketch out of Jackass. You need to sell your sweat to fans or something. You know, bottle that stuff. Who's done that? Steve, I don't know, Steve-O or someone done that sketch.
Those of us in the southern United States, we like to use a term we call swamp ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm imagining it's exactly as it sounds
around here. We walk around with that. That's just, there's chafing involved.
It's
It's a
real. The
terrible
pain is
sight.
real.
It's a
Oh,
terrible
dear.
sight.
Horrible.
Sorry, I had to let y'all know about that.
Yeah, that's really brought the tone down there, Jack. Thanks for that.
Before I came down south and heard swamp ass, it used to be crotch rock
Oh,
Ooh.
it's
up
just
in
as bad.
Connecticut. Just as bad.
Look at
Alright, so-
the look on Javin's face. He's absolutely appalled with us.
The guy that
Camille.
writes about blue
Real.
shitting zombies is appalled by swamp ass.
Well, yeah, I suppose a man that's written that he's not easily offended.
So Camille, I'll stick with the Ultra series because I haven't gotten into it yet either because I'm kind of busy with the other one. But the characters stop at some point, right? Like there's got to be like breaks where they're not constantly running for.
Yes. Though I have to tell you, there's a lot of 100-mile races. People don't sleep when they run 100 miles. They usually have anywhere from 24 to 36 hours to finish.
Grief.
And they might plop down in an aid station for 20 or 30 minutes, but they don't sleep. The 200-miler has become really popular, and that's actually the distance that my characters run in this book. And I just want to say I wrote the 200-miler before they became trendy. Now they're trendy.
Yep.
And people have 3 or 4 days to finish it. And they will take short naps. They'll roll into an aid station and maybe do a 2-hour cat nap or something like that. But for the most time, it's just this relentless grind. Like you just keep moving. There is a lot of walking when you get too exhausted, or if you're puking too much and you're trying to get your stomach under control, like you do stop and you do walk. So yeah, they do move. I mean, they do stop. They do rest and try to find safe places to stop and take some cat naps. But for the most part, they're moving the whole time.
Damn, I am looking forward to checking out this series.
Yeah,
This
for
sounds
sure.
like some serious fun.
How on earth does a person not go to sleep after running, 20, 30, 40, 50 miles and not just sleep right through? I'll sleep for 8 hours and I've walked from my bedroom to my toilet and back again. And that's me for a good 8 hours. I'm zonked completely. I think it's got to come down to personality again, hasn't it?
It's that fringe, loving that
Yeah.
edge, that bleeding edge.
No, I'm a duvet pillow guy. No.
Honestly,
I'll do 200 miles in my car, just about. I'm out of breath after driving 200 miles.
Honestly,
running 200 miles.
I thought I had met the craziest people in the world when I joined the Written Undead and met Javin. Turns out I was not correct. Because
There's a
y'all
whole
were
nother
running
level.
there's a whole nother level. What in the living hell? If I'm running like that, by God, there better be something chasing me.
Javin, we can be crazy buddies together. How's that?
Oh yeah. Crazy buddies with Camille. Be crazy buddies with Camille.
Oh God, what's he gonna say?
He didn't hear me.
They take that out of context.
Uh-huh. Oh shit, he's thinking on it.
So when did you start writing, Camille?
I have been writing books since I was 12.
Two-part question, sorry. When did you start writing and when did it sort of like trigger into something major? Obviously, so ideas have been coming since you were 12, but when did it really kick off in terms of, I'm going to go for this?
I've been one of those kids that always knew what she wanted to do. So I've been writing novels since I was 12. I didn't start publishing till probably my 20s, but I had quite a few novels under my belt, my late teens, early 20s. I first got into self-publishing in 2008. So I've literally been doing it like my whole life.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm just sorry that I haven't picked up your work before. That shocks me because I've gone through, the zombie category and for some reason just completely missed you. But I've remedied that now.
Thank you.
My TBR list has got sizably bigger on Amazon.
There are so many though. There are so many great independent writers out there. Ricky, you being one of them. Richard, freaking Javin, right there. There's so many of you. It's impossible to not miss somebody. To me, it's just going to happen, and that's why we're doing this, to make sure that we get people out there so they don't get missed.
Yep.
So, Camille, let me ask you this. What is the biggest influence you have? What's the one thing that pushes you more than anything else? Like, what is the one thing you make sure is a part of everything you write?
Characters. I love characters. I don't talk about this too much, but I am a medium. I have things that work through me that need certain things, and they get them through my stories. And that's, yeah. So there's always characters with really distinct voices, with individual journeys. So within the zombie apocalypse, people are still having other journeys within that.
Nice. Now, do you have any romance in any of your zombies?
A little bit. I decided I didn't want to write apocalyptic romance. That's a thing.
It is a thing.
It's a thing.
It shouldn't be a thing.
There are some things that are even worse than that.
Yes, there are. Honey badgers. Who knew?
Mm.
I found that the other day. Yeah. So yes, no. There's romance. They tend to be a little on the like grittier, awkward side, because I find relationships in general are just, they're never like they are in the movies, right? They're always messier. They're always more uncomfortable, awkward. So I try to bring a lot of that into the relationships that there are, because I think that's real life. I've been married for 20 years. I love my husband madly, but
Hell yeah, for long-term romance.
yeah, but it's not like it is in the movies.
No, there's a lot of work involved.
There is, and it's worth it for sure. But yeah, it's there's always that little mountain, right, that you got to climb. So I try to bring that in when there is a relationship. I try to bring that in.
I think that lends it a more genuine feel as well, rather than the two people meet, what is it in Zombieland? Oh, we met in the back of a truck. It's like, no, a real relationship is based on, especially in an environment like that, it's going to be fraught and, on the edge at all times. So yeah, no, I'm psyched. I'm well up for reading them. I can't wait.
That's cool. And it's kind of fun too when you have characters that are like totally badass zombie killers and survivors, but like they can't fucking nail the love thing,
Yeah.
And it makes it funny.
Yeah,
like,
we can't tick every box.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Could we you were saying about being a medium. Could you care to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah,
That stuff
do.
absolutely fascinates me rotten. It really does. Please expand on it.
Okay.
You got a lot of open minds here. So.
Yes.
Yes.
Let me give an example. And the degree to which things step forward, sometimes it's a lot more concrete than others. Sometimes things like hold back and I have to dig for it. But I guess this is a little bit of a spoiler, but there's a rape victim in one of the Undead Ultra books. And that was completely like not my idea at all. Like that was one of my no-fly zones. I was just like, I'm never going to write about that. I know it's in the genre, but I'm not going to write about it. But
No.
There was this spirit that came forward. She was a sexual assault victim. And she was like, she was fucking intense, you guys. Like she'd scream. And she would always she'd burn things. She'd show me like burning things down. She just had so much anger. She had so much rage. And like I fought it like for quite a while. I just stopped writing. I'm not going to write that. I'm not going to write that. She didn't stop. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to trust that this is like super important. And I'll do it. And so like we did it, and it was really hard. And like we have like there's actually, I think there's one or two like pretty graphic rape scenes, and like that's how it had to be. Like there was none of this like the door closes and it happens behind the door. Like she needed to be witnessed, and that was what she needed. She needed to be witnessed, and so that's what we did together. So does that give you an idea of how it works?
Yeah, that's kind of scary how that works. Holy crap.
Do you think that gave her any peace or anything? I mean,
Yes.
I was going to ask the same thing.
Definitely.
Did it give her closure?
Yeah, she came to me afterwards. I was meditating, and she showed up, and she was in like a field, and she was riding a horse, and she was happy.
Okay.
She showed me the child version of herself, just running around, little curls, white dress, and yeah, she was at peace. Like we did it. We did the work
Fantastic.
together. Yeah.
Wow.
As scary
okay,
as that is.
I
I'm
know
gonna be-
I know it sounds scary. It's not scary for me. I mean, it's uncomfortable because I don't want to do it. Like I didn't want to write about it. It was uncomfortable, but them being around is okay. Like they're just around. It's okay.
Why do you think they're still around?
I mean, I think it's probably because I'm sensitive to them, so I know they're around. And I've kind of given them permission to. I can't always see them, but they have permission to let me know, like, so I can feel them moving around. And yeah, and probably just because I'm open to working with them and I'm okay with it. I don't ask them to. Well, sometimes every once in a while I have to ask somebody to leave. It's sort of like, or at least my experience with it is, it's kind of like vampires. Like if there's one that's just like bugging me or waking me up in the middle of the night, I'm just like, dude, you're not invited. Like get out, and that usually works.
So is it all like
So you can
unfinished
control
business?
who.
Sorry, Rich, carry on, mate.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I mean, so you can control who comes and goes, I guess.
I don't really try to control it. When I'm writing, whoever like comes through, I'm pretty welcome. I'm pretty much an open door. But just once in a while, like sometimes it happens a lot when I'm sleeping. Like they want my attention, and I have to tell them to just get out. Just leave me alone. Sometimes, yeah.
Everybody needs their 8 hours.
That's right.
Damn,
That's right.
Skippy.
8 hours. What's
8
that?
hours. So say, yeah,
I-
6.5.
Yeah, no, I'm old and I like my bed. It's 8 hours for me every time. Is it Camille? Is it sort of like a always unfinished business, or is it just people that generally don't perhaps want to move on to the next stage of whatever existence is?
That is a good question, and I don't know. There's a lot. I guess being in touch with this stuff requires a lot of surrender, and I don't always know. And honestly, I don't always ask, because I
completely understand.
Yeah,
that.
I bring enough of it. I let a lot of it move through my body and yeah, through me onto the story. And sometimes that's just enough. And I don't always dig into it farther. Once in a while I do, but a lot of times I don't. I just accept it that it's here, and it's showing me what it needs, so I just do it.
Are we going to see a Camille Picott television show?
Oh, yeah,
know,
there we go.
I
Good.
know.
It works.
Like all the
If
other
you've got that
mediums
sort of
that
gift,
we have
you
now?
know.
I have a podcast called Intuitive Writer, where I talk about it more in depth, and I explain how I guess I use it with writing.
Okay. What is the scariest encounter you've had when dealing with these spirits?
Scary. I guess the one thing that's kind of uncomfortable is when they like sit in my body. That's kind of what happens at night. Sometimes they'll just come and like I wake up and they're inside me, and I don't like that.
Oh, that's
Wow.
Personal space,
creepy.
bro. Come on.
I know.
Space.
I just like tell them get out, get out. It's like it's not cool,
Oh,
guys.
wow.
Yeah, see,
that is scary, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't about MySpace. I'm more about Facebook. So you take your face over there and read that book. The hell? Get off me.
Have you ever had any encounters with anything other than? I'm not trying to be facetious or anything, so please don't
okay.
take it that way. But have you ever had any encounters with anything other than human?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So demons, wendigos.
I don't know.
Throwing
I
that
don't know
up
if I
rich.
call them demons. Maybe things that were maybe what I would call lower vibration, and I just
Mhm.
I ignore them, tell them to go away.
So would it be kind of a similar to the upside down, from Stranger Things?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if there's clear good and evil out there. I don't know that. I don't know that.
Stay away from wendigos. They're bad news.
Okay.
Yeah. They, long claws,
Promise.
big teeth,
Yeah.
totally bad.
Don't
Totally
live.
bad. But now, hey, Sasquatch, he's fine. Just don't call him Bigfoot, because that's racist.
They
And
don't
I
like
just said a
that. Yeah.
racist thing on TV.
Don't compare them to Wookiees. That's fighting words.
Yeah, no
All right, you got it.
I was going to imitate Chewbacca then, but I can't do it. It would have just been absolutely abysmal. Going back, obviously, was it just literary zombies that you are fascinated in, or did you sort of share the same sort of thing as probably the rest of us did with the introduction of obviously going away from the voodoo type stuff into Romero? That was my first introduction to the whole zombie genre, was Night of the Living Dead. Did you have the same thing where it just grabbed you, or was it something else that grew over time?
It was definitely, I can't say that I'm one of those people that always gravitated to horror. I call my gateway drug was Rhiannon Frater's As the World Dies. I absolutely fucking love that series. And that was my first zombie book. I read it about I was following a book blogger, and she wrote about these books. And so I checked them out. I'm like, oh my God, I need to write a zombie book. I love these stories. They're so good. And then after that, I could not read enough. Every book I could get my hands on. And then of course I was writing it. And my husband's a huge apocalypse fan. And he for every one book that I listen to, he listens to two more. So he's he reads it out for me. He reads them and he'll say, yeah, try that one. Or, oh, don't, you won't like that one. So we're an apocalypse family.
Taste tester for the Queen.
Rhiannon Fraser, isn't she the one that wrote Last Bastion of the Living?
Yeah.
Yes. I've listened to that book and the sequel. So.
Yeah, it's her As the World Dies. Actually, it's in Texas. She writes about badass survivors in Texas, and it's really good.
Oh, I'm not from Texas. I'm just sentenced.
Oh, okay, all right.
For the next 18 months, but yeah.
Then he finally
We've
gets
all
to come
crossed the
back
bear.
home.
I'm going back to
Tennessee,
Tennessee.
which is where I'm located.
Nice.
Go Vols. Ain't that right, Jack?
Yeah, roll tide.
Yeah. You go back down south then.
Oh, and hey, just for confirmation how much doing this podcast actually means to me, I'll make this a quick thing. As we speak, the SEC championship is taking place. Alabama is playing against Georgia. My TV is not on. I have no idea what's happening. I am here with y'all. Period.
We're honored.
That's awesome. Thank you for
My
being
team's
here.
not playing, so yeah.
Yeah.
My
Rich
husband's
just
watching
didn't have
football
anything
in the
else
other
to
room.
do.
Well, tell them to give you a score update. What's happening in the Alabama game? I'm going crazy.
Just trying to think
So-
what else, where to go with it. I'm not a great co-host, Jack. I'm sorry, mate.
All right. Well, let's take it in this direction. How about this? What is one of the favorite things for you to do when you're taking a break from all the damn writing?
Oh yeah, because you have to take breaks.
You've got to take
it's
breaks. You can't do it
exhausting.
all the time.
Yeah, it's exhausting. Obviously I love to go out, go for a run, go for a hike. I'll wash dishes. I know that sounds weird, but put on some tunes, wash some dishes. It's nice.
What do you listen to?
Oh, right now I'm really into this 90s playlist. That's
Hey, nice.
That's
That's
like
my
my era,
generation.
right? Combat boots, Kurt Cobain, flannel.
Yep.
I did all that. I love wine. I have a glass almost every day at night. That's very relaxing. Yeah, right? Yes. Thank you. Right? Yes, boots and flannels. That's where it's at.
No, it's not wine, but it's it's barley wine.
Close
Yeah,
enough.
that's all right. That's all right. They're into making wine bourbon, they'll age wine and they even have some beer wine combos. I'm in wine country out here in California, and they do really interesting hybrids of things out
I
here.
That
can't
sounds like
imagine
a
they
really bad
taste-
hangover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
buying into
also
that.
I love to watch Netflix like everybody. I'm watching Hellbound. Have you guys watched this? It's
Yes,
yet.
I've just
I don't have
finished it.
Netflix right now.
it's so good. Oh
It's
my
on my to watch list.
God.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
It's awesome.
I
It's
love it.
God, Koreans do like the fucking like scariest. Like,
Now,
most
yes,
dance,
they do.
Right? They're so good. They're
It's like
so
they're
good.
masters at it. It is
They
so
are.
good. I was trying to figure out like if those things were real or what, and I guess everything is, but I mean it was crazy. Did
Oh,
you?
sorry.
Spoiler alert.
I didn't like
Spoiler alert, spoiler alert.
If you saw the trailer, you know what I'm talking about. But did you watch the last episode yet?
I've only watched the first 3, so we'll have to finish the rest next week. But like, I was just like, every episode was just like, oh my god.
The last episode of season 1 is intense. So
Oh yes.
All right.
Yeah, cliffhanger or what?
Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think Hollywood's lost its way because there's nothing coming out of it that I'm interested in.
No.
What have we had in the past couple of months? Squid Game.
I love Squid
The
Game.
South Koreans,
I have watched
the
it, yeah.
Indonesians. They're absolutely
I convinced my
smashing
wife
it.
to watch that one.
Oh yeah, no, it's a
Yeah.
good one. I love Squid Game.
I made my husband be front man for Halloween. He looks so
Brilliant.
good. He's 6'5", so he's walking around downtown. He's got
What's
his
up?
outfit on. Yeah, people were bringing their kids up to have pictures with him.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
Well, no, you're gonna have to wait until I'm done.
Uh-oh.
Well, got it. Yep. Yeah. Excuse me. I'll have a hand in mine.
Yeah.
You on camera.
Oh, I quickly muted before because Javin's sister-in-law came in to say goodbye to me because I'm leaving tomorrow.
So you are
That's
escaping.
where I was.
I'm just
Well,
glad you're not at the bottom of the well putting lotion on your skin right now.
No, not yet.
It's either that or it gets the hose.
I don't want the hose again. No.
Nobody wants the hose. Especially over here at this time of year. It's bloody freezing.
So Camille, as you've got to hang out with this wacky pack of crazy people, what do you take away from this? What do you want to go back after you leave this interview today with and say, you know what? Hey, I might be thinking different about something.
Maybe clean out my friends list. That's probably what you
Yeah,
I was just thinking, like, I'm
Don't
not
give her
alone.
ideas.
Time for a cull.
Delete.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking like I'm not alone. There's people as fucking weird as I am that are out there, and they're super cool.
Mhm.
I like to hang out with them. It's fun. And I have all these new names, so I'm going to be grabbing Audible and finding new audiobooks for my husband and I to listen to.
There you go.
So.
Fantastic. And you definitely need to check out Richard Ryan Rose, Andrew Ramon, and Ricky Fleet. Guaranteed. You will not
Will do.
not be disappointed.
Totally will.
Thanks, Jack. The cash is in the post, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And hang on. Let me
Checks in the
check.
mail.
Up. Oh, there it is. We're good. You're safe. All right. So, hey, what do you have coming up in the future? What's coming up down the road? What are you really tracking right now as far as due
gosh.
dates and
Yeah.
what to expect?
Yes. Well, like I said, I'm riding like a monkey on speed. Zombie Invasion 4 is coming January 13th. So you can pre-order your copy. I've got the audiobook narrator lined up. He's going to start recording in February. I'm hoping to finish the last 2 Jesus Christ zombie killer stories. That's hoping to be a trilogy. We didn't talk about that one.
I know.
We need to. We
Standing
still
here
have.
Yeah,
on
We
no,
still
we'll
have.
go
We
back
still
to
have
that.
struck by
time.
lightning when you
We-
mentioned that.
We still have. Hey, look, we still have at least 10 minutes before
Okay.
I do the closeout. So go. Tell us
Okay.
about
Good.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
we need to hear this.
Oh, I love this story so much.
Yeah,
I love the
where
characters.
did this come to you? Like this was like when you reached out and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna totally read this. And then I was like, oh my God, where did you get this? To do that, to go to, that genre, like that era, right? And then incorporate it was Greek mythology, right?
Yeah. Greek
So
and Roman mythology.
it is so
No,
cool.
Jesus is in Christian.
He's there too. No, Jesus is
Okay.
there too,
All
and
together. It's all together.
and Jesus is awesome. I love him.
Necromancers, like
Yeah.
guys, you gotta read it. It's awesome.
I'm sold.
I'm in. I'm done. I'm in. I gotta go check it out.
Ricky, next
Yeah.
book,
Well,
next
let
book.
it go. Let it go. We'll tell us
Dude.
about it, Camille.
Dude,
Tell us about it.
you literally have the Mothman in your things. Come on.
So this book, it definitely pushes the boundaries of the genre. First of all, because it is in the historic past. It takes place in ancient Galilee. And honestly, guys, this story wanted to be written. It wasn't my idea. It's sort of like what I was talking about with the rape scene. Like, I was very uncomfortable with it. I don't have a huge background in Christian teachings, a Christian background. So I was really, really uncomfortable with it, but the story was so strong. The characters were so strong, like they were coming through me. They had this story to tell, and they were so strong. They were kind of shutting everything off. Like I couldn't pull in the other stories that I wanted to work on, and finally I was just like, okay, we're gonna do this. And so we start with John the Baptist because he's Jesus's cousin, right? He kind of kicks things off. He baptizes Jesus. And so I did pull some stuff from history. So King Herod plays a very large role. His first wife, Princess Phasaelis, and she was Arabian. She plays a very big role. And then I also brought in Herod's lover, Herodias. And the two women, it was really interesting. The energy of these women were so strong. So I've got Princess Phasaelis, and she steps forward. She's a scion of Apollo. So she's got this this light that lives within her, and she can grow plants and do a lot of beautiful things, which turns out to be a pretty cool zombie weapon later on. And then there's Herodias, and she comes from a background from the Temple of Morta, who's the goddess of death. And so she's trained in the art of death. And so we have these two women, one representing Apollo, the god of light, and then the goddess of Morta representing death. And the conflict of the zombie apocalypse starts to revolve around these two women. And it's actually Herodias who raises an army of the dead for her lover because she loves him more than anything in the world. He wants to conquer Egypt and impress the emperor. And so they start the apocalypse together. And then John the Baptist ends up joining with Lady Phasaelis to lead the fight against the zombies as this undead army is marching across the country. And and there's I don't want to give away too much more, but there's some things that tie pretty closely to the biblical stories. So if you kind of know what happens to John the Baptist, you might be able to guess what's going to happen. And then the next book, I've got a big chunk of it written, but it's going to, Mary has a big role in the next book. Both Mary, Jesus' mother, and Mary Magdalene, they're going to have really big roles. Joseph has a big role. Jesus, of course, is going to have a big role in the next one. And it's going to be an amazing story. It's going to be, and the energy of the story is beautiful because the characters are beautiful.
Is it going to be available on Audible also?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I'm mainly a listener versus
Yeah,
a
me
reader
too.
because I do more, if I'm reading, I could be writing. So I feel guilty. So I listen.
My husband and I are audio buffs too. That's our thing.
Yeah.
That sounds freaking amazing.
It's cool.
Yeah, I've
I'm checking it
just
out.
bought that one as well. So
Thanks, Patty.
Yeah.
this podcast is costing me a fortune.
Thank you.
Holy crap. I could actually see this at minimum as a Netflix film. My tongue tied on that one.
Yes.
It really comes across as something that could totally be like, a whole season, like the first book, the setup, and just the Temple of Morta just fascinated me, that how they could do what they do. And what is it, the string of life or what
The cords or the threads.
Cords, yeah. It was so cool to read it. I'm going, oh my God, I would have never in a million years put all of this together like this. I was like, this is brilliant. Like, absolutely. It just,
Thank you.
and growing up, just Catholic and going to Catholic school and learning about everything and, and what they wanted, versus history and all that, I'm not going to get into religion, but yeah, it's just, I don't know. It just drew me in.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, hey, for the first time in history, I can say without any sexual innuendo what she said.
Exactly. But yeah, it was really good. I can't wait. I can't wait for the other books.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to write them.
So now, how far do you plan on carrying this series out?
I have to admit, I get series burnout pretty easily.
Just
Like the
an
writing's
online
really
thing.
intense. So
I'll get you some dinner in a minute.
I'm
Just an
thinking the
online thing.
trilogy. My series tend to be 3 to 5 books. So that I'm seeing this one be the trilogy. Oh, and then I've got the other like Mad Max World with Zombies 2 coming out next year. So that one's like so fucking crazy, you guys. And there's like
Jack.
there's these mercenary pirates, and like one of the pirate girls, like she gets naked on top of this shipping container and she starts feeding hallucinogenic fish to the zombies, and it's like such a fun scene. It's gonna be good.
You have me at hallucinogenic fish.
Yes. Yep.
Not
Okay.
the nakedness.
No. The
No.
hallucinogenic fish.
Give me the drugs. Give me the
Did she
drugs.
mention naked?
Sorry.
I didn't catch that. Yeah.
Now,
Feed to the fish.
I'm figuring after I get hallucinogenic, they're gonna be naked. It all works out.
She does it first. She gets naked, then she gets the fish out.
I
Yeah.
love fishing.
So yeah, I got a busy year next year, but I'm excited.
It
All
sounds
right.
like-
Well, how
To
about
answer one of your questions, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Now go
To
ahead,
answer-
Rich.
Now, to answer one of your questions there, Jack, as far as the the story of Jesus Christ, zombie killer, even the angels of heaven don't know, the end of Jesus Christ's story. So, I mean, that's per the Bible. So I'm just, throwing that out there to you. So it could be an ongoing series here.
I'm thinking so. This could be some serious freaking fun right here. is what this
Yeah.
could be. I'm just saying. I mean, holy crap. I went from Richard Rose, who I thought, damn, he just blew the whole zombie world apart. And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
she shows up. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
Goes to the neighborhood.
It's like, okay, here we go. It's a
I pretend to be
free-for-all at
normal.
this point.
Yeah, I pretend to be normal, but I'm not.
We all do, Camille.
Awesome.
Every face you see here right now, even Randy's, who you can't see right now, yeah. Nothing but a pack of nut jobs right
Love
here.
it. I love you guys. Yeah, you're my people.
Gavin
And
just
we-
told me earlier, he was like, we're like really weird. And I'm like, yeah, we are.
It's the best type of people.
But that's good.
But anyway, it's like I was showing y'all earlier before the show began. I'll bring this back up just to close out a couple last minutes. My mom got me a day planner so I can start putting everybody's dates, inside said book. Before that, every time I would walk away from a show, walk away from a podcast and be like, oh, it was a great show. Whatever happened, yada, yada, yada. I'd get the look like, okay, you weird fucker. All right. Well, after we got Mark Tufo booked, oh, that changed everything. She's like, oh crap, that's his favorite author. Shit. Next thing you know, Jack gets a day planner. And it makes me so proud to know that part of everything that is built, all of this involves the great Camille Picott. Thank you so much for doing the show with us this week.
Thank you for the invite. I had a blast. I wish we all lived together and could like sit around and have drinks together and stuff and hang
Yeah.
out. It'd be really
Great.
fun. But this is great. This is great.
Someday we'll have a written undead meet and greet somewhere.
We need to have
We
a big
need to-
convention. We
Oh,
really
a
do.
convention.
That'd
Oh
be
my
awesome.
God, that'd be so
I want to
fun.
meet everybody. Yeah.
Oh,
Hell yes.
we might not
Hell yeah.
survive. Bad.
I think
Well-
to make everyone's lives easier, it would be in England. I think that would be logistically the best way of
I
doing
am
it.
there. I am there.
I'm
I'm
down.
good for going to England.
Yeah,
I've never
I'll
been
take you
yet,
to all the
so-
local sites, all the castles and everything like
We're
that.
in.
Yeah.
All the scenery.
So in.
It's going to take me a minute to get there because I don't fly, so I'll be on a boat.
Yeah, it's all good, mate.
We'll teach you
Ma-
how to
hey,
do.
Maybe
You suffer from
Rich,
seasickness.
maybe Richard
man.
can pull some strings and get me on a speed jet boat right across the ocean or something. Some Air
That
Force
may or may
secret
not
thing.
exist, but
Trust me,
Yeah.
Jack. Yeah, I've yet to fly across the Atlantic sober. You know, it's all good.
I know drugs, really. Like it's legit, you guys. Just drug it.
Hell,
Hallucinogenic fish.
Yeah.
Let it run. Yeah, there it is. Right
Gummies.
there. Right there.
Gummies.
Quick chew on and be ready to roll.
It's
with it.
legal here in California.
There you go.
All right, guys. Well, this has been one of the most fun freaking interviews we've had.
Yeah.
You are an amazing person up front, just to say.
Yeah.
You have been a blast. Thank you so much for doing this. On behalf of our guest host, Ricky Fleet, on behalf of my regular host, Richard Ryan Rose, and Patty Fry Raccio. And Javin Bonds, who had a little cameo there in the beginning of it.
He
I
just
am
wants to
Jack
get paid.
Childress.
That's all it is.
Go right.
I am Jack Childress, and we are almost out.
Thank you so much, you guys. I had a blast. You guys are so much
Thank
fun.
you, Camille.
Thank
Nice
you.
to
Camille.
virtually meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lovely
Yeah,
to meet you.
likewise. I'll see you guys in the group.
All righty.
Take
Talk
care
to
now.
you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.